Hey guys, so real quick video, you may have seen tons of people talking about the pickpocket farm for rogues in the TBC Prepatch, and they're talking about how easy it is to get TBC items in vanilla WoW, and this is basically just like an infinite money glitch. So I like money, I put this to the test, I pickpocketed some guards in AV, and over multiple AVs, I did not get a single junk box to lockpick. And the Winter Spring demons are under level 60, so they have a different loot table and you don't get the right junk boxes. But then word started going around that the Tainted Scar in Blasted Lands, those demons are above level 60, and they're a much more reliable way to get the junk boxes and open the junk boxes and get the TBC items. So I spent some time kind of passively farming this all day yesterday, and by all day I mean 5 or 6 hours because I have a full-time job. The most fun part was seeing other rogues there mess up and die to the demons. At first I started to get excited because I was getting super healing potions, which are the TBC healing potions. And while these weren't really like common, I was still getting enough of them to motivate me to keep going. You get Zanger caps, which is TBC food, which is just regular 55 food. It's not really that big of a deal. And then you get a whole bunch of like regular gray items. You get jack-o'-lanterns for some reason. And then whenever you open the lockboxes, and the lockboxes are pretty rare, you pretty much exclusively get like rogue poison crafting materials and vanishing powder. As I kept investing hours, I really started to question whether this was worth it. But I did see the super healing potions were listed on the auction house for like 6 gold, so I figured, you know, there's some baseline value here even if you don't get lucky. Eventually, whenever I was ready to cash in my hard work, I got an actual item. I got a level 59 ring of fire resist, which is mostly completely useless right now. Another hour later, I got a frost resist ring, which actually is useful for Saffron right now, but I mean only for like 2 or 3 more weeks. And these items could theoretically be useful for tanking the ads on the Air Phase and Illidan or Hydros. They're vanilla items, and those fights aren't even out yet whenever TBC will come out, so there'll be plenty of time to actually get like real resist gear. And you might think, oh hey, but well, on a vanilla server launch, you could come here and do this farm and then get some insane like fire resist gear off of these opal rings. But these are only dropping because of the TBC loot table, which they won't have in vanilla. So even that doesn't work. But now for the actual like core point of the video, I did eventually find a Dawnstone, which is the rare, which is like blue quality, yellow gem. Now take this with a grain of salt. The yellow gem is not like extremely useful. It's mostly like hit rating and crit, I believe. Really want like the red one. But even then, this does not give me any money. It burns me with the task of converting this item to money. And this item right now has literally no value. These gems are completely pointless. You cannot do anything with these. So there is this catastrophic gap between what people think they're worth and what they're actually worth if you try to sell them. Of course, I posted these and waited the full 48 hours and none of them sold. Not even the healing pots sold. And if you think about it, what rational person, like which one of your friends, is spending 6 gold on healing pots? Of course, you could get extremely lucky and get one of the epic throwing weapons, and I think that's entirely possible if you do put in the hours. I just don't know how you're going to sell that. You can get better, easier stats from Honor Hold or Thrallmar Rep, and the PvP throwing weapon is better for PvP. So you need some noob to make a mistake with a lot of gold, but noobs don't have a lot of gold. And you need that to happen so much that it makes up for all of the other people farming it. And if there's even like 2 other rogues here on your layer, the whole thing is cooked. It would be a completely different case if you could get like Blink Strike from the log boxes, or if there was any incentive at all to buy the gems before the expansion came out. But I think realistically, even if you have like 10 living rubies, they're like 300 or 400 gold on the auction house right now. The time you're able to actually convert those to gold, I would expect them to be like, I don't know, at most like 50 gold. It might take you the rest of pre-patch farming every single day to get those. Supply for these lockbox TBC items is potentially unlimited because any idiot could just jump on a level 60 rogue and start doing this, and you could even bot it. The reason why you don't see bots doing this is because it's not actually good. So mostly I would define this as like 99% hype. TLDR, it is pretty passive and you can do it with almost no effort, so those are advantages. And it isn't a complete waste of time. It can make you some money somehow at some point, but I don't think that alone makes it a very good gold farm. Also, yeah, anyway, I ranted on a little bit. Thanks for watching the whole video. Subscribe for more slop garbage, and take it easy.